do?
What should I do?
What should I do?
What should I do?
What are my rights?
What are my rights?
What are my rights?
A legal course of action.
A legal course of action.
A legal course of action.
A legal morse of action.
Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a brand new episode of Legal Morse of Action. This is Patricio, aka Rocky, and normally we are joined by attorney Erin Morse, and she'll be joining us in just a few moments. But in the meantime, we're sitting down with one of Erin's top-notch paralegals, and he's been on the show a couple times. Dude, do your thing.
Oh, what am I supposed to do? Hello?
Introduce yourself.
Oh, hi, I'm Kyle. I'm the operations guy / paralegal / a bunch of other stuff. Sorry, I don't have a good voice right now. It's been a long week. But let's do it. Thanks for having me back on.
No, dude,
a few months.
Thank you for coming back on short notice. So right now the thing is, Erin is appearing virtually. Usually we do these things in office, and we talked about not even doing today's show, but we've been having a lot of banter and a lot of talk about the show these past few weeks. And I'm sure Erin's talked to you about it. We're not going to disclose details, but like it's been our name's been floating around here in the Orlando area.
Oh yeah, we're following the 50 Cent Kanye West advice. All news is good news. Say something unpopular in the news, watch the money pile up. Speaking of
50, man, what'd you think of the halftime show this past weekend?
It looked like it was 58 Cent.
Oh my God. I forget which one is it. Which one is it?
Emotional damage.
I'm just gonna give you applause for that one because that one was really good. But yeah, dude. I mean, you had Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Mary J, and Kendrick.
Oh yeah,
it was a full out just like plethora of rap music and hip hop and the R&B brought by Mary J. Your thoughts on the whole performance?
I liked it. As I told you, I wish Eminem had more. They made it way too hyped. I don't know. Maybe in my mind it was too hyped. I was just expecting it to be like 15 minutes of Eminem and Dr. Dre performing with, a verse here and there from Kendrick and other random guests. So I was kind of turned off when I saw Eminem only do Lose Yourself.
He did a little bit like the last part of Forgot About Dre,
mm-hmm.
and then boom into Lose Yourself. And I share your exact feeling on that with like there should have been more from Eminem, because here's the thing, you don't see Eminem on tour as much as, well, even often actually.
Still one of the coolest things I've ever seen and been a part of was Lollapalooza 2014 or 15. Eminem was the headliner, and there was 100,000 plus people in Grant Park watching Eminem. It was just
holy crap.
Yeah, I have a picture of it. I'll show it to you, or you could try to upload it or whatever. But yeah, as far as the eye can see, Grant Park, if you're not familiar, one main stage is at the south side, one main stage is at the north side, and the south side, I swear the other main headliner for the north must have been so pissed because there's no way he had 50 or 60,000 people at his concert when Eminem and Rihanna are up on his stage. It was so sick. But yeah, agreeing though, Eminem really doesn't do much touring anymore. And speaking of touring, thank you, Patricio and his significant other, fiance, for hooking up with the Red Hot Chili Peppers tickets. They're coming in September. Dude, shameless plug.
That's going to be an amazing show, and you got pretty decent seats. Lower bowl section.
Yep.
And
right on the side, so I should have perfect view. So I'm pumped. I haven't seen the Chili Peppers since early 2000s. So.
I was just about to ask you, like, when was the last time you saw them? And oh, she's coming in. She's coming in. Well, let's put her in, coach. Let's put her in. How you doing, Erin?
Hi, Erin.
Good. How's it going?
We haven't burned the place down yet.
Yeah. Why'd you
leave
not
us? Yet. Right?
So usually we do have you in studio. We very rarely do virtual podcasts because, in the past they've just been shitstorms.
Yeah. I remember that.
Where are you today, if you don't mind disclosing that?
Today I am in Miami at the Bench Bar Conference. I'm kind of hiding in a room somewhere in the hotel that they allowed me to have access to. The really great room that Kyle knows
Oh
about with
gosh.
the very locked door.
I'm sorry you're going through that right now.
It's okay.
Sorry though, I have to
So,
say welcome to Miami.
I I was ready to download that song for the freaking soundboard. I'm like, it's gonna be too corny.
you know, we live in this state, right?
Miami is its own state. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Miami can actually exit
Oh,
itself from Florida.
It's like a Washington, D.C.
Pretty much.
it'll be underwater soon. It's fine.
There.
So how's the conference been so far?
It's been pretty good. It's been really informative. It has a lot of attorneys down here from like South Florida. So that's been an interesting um, way to meet other attorneys and see what they're like and what their practice is like, and hear from the judiciary from the Miami-Dade and Broward County.
Nice. So
So that's pretty interesting.
it's not just focused on one sector of law. It's all law.
Right. It's like a whole trial practice type of thing.
Cool. Like I said, we talked about this yesterday, that we almost didn't even do the show because you weren't going to be here, but the show must go on.
Right, I have to step out and,
Any DCA judges?
Yeah, actually, we had the 3 Supreme Court, and then there are a few appeals court judges too. And it's almost like a choose your own adventure. So every hour it has different topics that you can attend. So there are definitely, judges and appellate practice and stuff like that coming forth too. So that was pretty cool.
So is it like the Comic-Con for attorneys?
No, it's
Less
much
security.
more boring. Yeah.
But I'm sure, like, oh my God, that's so and so from the so and so circuit. I'm sure. Is it like that at least?
No.
Nerds.
No. There don't the family law one was a little bit more like that. We all kind of knew each other because it's much smaller. There's about 7,500 people here.
Whoa. I was only
Yeah, it's
expecting
big.
1,000. Wow.
No, there's like 7.
7,500.
They said there's like 7,000 people here.
Holy shnikes.
Now, would you say that
Yeah.
the Leo conference is much bigger than that?
Yeah, I
'Cause
would
that's
say that it's
national.
bigger. Yeah, that's now it's actually international because Clio is a Canadian company.
Oh, I always forget that. You've mentioned that before
Yeah.
on previous conversations on that Cleo's
Yeah.
Canadian. Eh,
Blame Canada.
I'm gonna blame Cleo a couple of times, but that's a completely different episode. We do have a few questions for you, Erin, and I do have a story for you for Erin Reacts. But this one was brought up to me by Kyle earlier today, and
This was actually in your emails, Erin, from
Oh,
part of
God.
one of those
I don't
groups, when they
didn't
send those blanket questions like, can anyone help me with my
Oh
situation?
yeah.
I saw this one, I'm
Yeah.
like, that's a good one. I wonder if Erin actually knows. Well, of course you know it, but I mean, I wonder if Erin's ever seen this done before, been asked this before.
Okay.
so here we go. We're putting it up right now. If the marriage still valid, even if you never turn in the marriage license?
So it's not a valid marriage. However, that is not going to relieve you from the obligations that arise under what is thought to be a valid marriage.
So it's kind of like the estoppel argument.
Right. Yeah, you
Just 'cause
really
it's
get
not
a pretty strong.
legitimate, you're still going to be held as if it were legitimate because you held yourself out as it being legitimate.
Right, which is different than like a common law marriage, which typically had been defined through case law as holding yourself out in the community, as having, being married. If you started to call each other husband and wife and have children and everything, that they would consider that a common law marriage. Florida has abolished that. So it really won't be a marriage that has the necessity of being dissolved, but it won't relieve you of, say it was the husband's obligation, to turn in that certificate. He didn't turn it in, and then 20 years later, they're getting divorced, and he's like, no alimony for you, because
Erin,
I
just
never sent it to the clerk.
to go on that more, is it the actual filling out of the license is that additional overt act instead of just, claiming in public that, as you said, like saying this is my husband and wife, this is our joint bank account. Like they actually did one extra step to make it legitimate, but just didn't finalize it.
Yeah, it's because like she swore to be his wife, he swore to be the husband, right? They made that promise, committed it to paper. It just didn't get filed with the court. Is what the differentiation is that they had the actual overt intention to be a married couple by committing it to paper and signing it.
Makes sense.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
I definitely did not what I would thought. I was going to say valid because it was a contract. And I'm like, I think that's where Erin might go, but
it's kind of the same idea. The
Right.
same overarching idea, right? Is that you entered into this contract, right? I love you so much. Let's get the state involved. And and a similar concept behind it is, everybody, you want to talk about prenups, but you have a prenup because the state of Florida has created one for you, or you create your own. Those are your options. You use the state of Florida's prenup and litigate it, which is what I do, or you create your own prenuptial agreement. So the state of Florida will say how you guys can separate each other out in the event of a divorce.
I think there was a Simpsons episode where
Simpsons did it.
Yeah, literally the Simpsons did it, where Homer forgot to turn in the marriage certificate, so Marge and Homer were never legally married. So like the second he said that to me, I was like, yo, I think Simpsons did do this.
They predicted the future of our podcast.
I knew it.
Oh man, thank you so much for that question, Kyle, because that one seriously like very, very informative. Next one coming in is, I'm wondering if it's possible to change my child's last name. Do I have to get my ex's consent? What if I can't locate him?
Yeah, it's possible to change your child's last name. Yes, you need your ex's consent, but if you can't locate him, you'll have to file it like any other document in litigation. Do your best to find him, try to get him served and potentially defaulted with a petition for name change, or you'll have to do it by publication if you truly don't know where he is.
Now, usually when it comes to publication, like there's a time window for the publication to be in circulation to then be able to show the court, like, hey, we tried our best. We couldn't find him.
Right. There's a certain amount of time, and I think it varies by what type of case it is, because there are some things that you can't do by publication.
Cool. I don't know why I just
is that specific in family law or all law?
Yeah, there are things that you can't do by publication in family law.
Did not know that.
Because I know
you won't have personal jurisdiction over their person to assert certain financial obligations. So
yep, that makes total sense.
Now I know
but if they're served and defaulted, that's a different story, right? So you got a couple storylines going on here.
Sorry about that. But like I know in bankruptcy, like they got to go through publication for creditors to be able to move forward with the final judgment on a bankruptcy, right?
Yeah, that's because they want to dismiss those creditors and not allow them to have a claim in the bankruptcy. Same thing happens with probate.
Okay. Cool. So let's get this one out of the way. Next question coming in. We got two left. What is the statute of limitations for collecting alimony in Florida? It was something that was court ordered in our divorce decree. She hasn't paid it in almost 5 years.
There isn't a statute of limitations expressly on alimony. There are arguments that can be made against why after a certain period of time it shouldn't be paid. But there's no statute of limitations, and it's damn sure not 5 years, if there ever was one. So, but the sooner after the non-compliance with that court order for support, the better that you hold them in contempt, because there are certain things in family law that can't be held in contempt. I would like to remind some individual players that I am dealing with currently about this. You cannot hold someone in contempt. Kyle knows we fought this battle over the past 3 weeks. So you can't hold someone in contempt for equitable distribution, but you can hold them in contempt for non-payment of support, which is alimony and child support, and attorney's fees are sometimes, depending on how they're ordered, considered support.
Cool.
What about orders against people or parties that are not a part of the lawsuit?
Oh, so if the court, and it's like it depends. So I'm going to see if I can clarify what you mean. So if the court orders someone to do something, but they're not a party to the litigation, is that what your question's about?
Yeah, or maybe, if someone owns a business and they don't bring the business as a member of the lawsuit.
I think we had an appeal-like case like this, and one that should be appealed. The business.
Oh no.
No. Did we lose her? Maybe she got a call coming in or something. We're going to give it a few moments. We'll be right back with Erin.
Back? Am I back? All of a sudden, all of my the bars just went. All the bars went away, and then I came back. So.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, think about it. Like 7,000 people in this building accessing their phones.
And because you're on an iPhone, you probably have a pretty good connection.
What
are you guys?
Nice. Welcome to the dark side.
So the domestic relations court only has power over the parties, the minor children, and anyone who's brought into being a part of the litigation. So they'd have to be a third party litigant or brought into the litigation for there to be the opportunity for the court to have any power over them.
Okay, so
duly noted.
There we go. Final question before we go into Erin Reacts. Do I need to pay penalty on money from pension my ex supposed to pay me, and does it affect my taxes when I get it?
This question is poorly worded. What is the penalty on money from my pension my ex is supposed to pay me? So I imagine that you are the recipient of a pension that was not in your name and it was awarded during equitable distribution. If a quadro is properly secured, there should be no pension. Okay? If you choose not to put this retirement or pension money into an account that is not also a retirement or pension, then the obligations or the taxes on that are your own to pay, unless they're addressed in the marital settlement agreement. So if you want to take from the retirement account of one party, money out of that, yes, you are responsible for the taxes. Okay. Unless it's addressed in the marital settlement agreement or it's somehow court ordered. But courts in general don't like to get into the what ifs on those kind of penalties, right? So however you're going to make a decision on your money is basically your own.
And with that said, Erin has spoken. Thank you so much.
Sounded like a mic drop.
Oh, now I want to press it.
Oh, I can hear it now.
Yep, there's the mic drop. No, I just did the gavel sound effect. But as we're wrapping it up, Erin, I heard this story about half an hour ago, and I lost my stuff with it. So I'm going to put it up on the screen, and I will read the title of it in a few moments. I'm pulling it up, and there we go. Mother finds child left behind in locked Plantation Daycare Center. What? So this happened at a Kindercare in Plantation, Florida, where the child was left unattended overnight. What? And the mother shows up, and the kid is by themselves. Putting up right here. Plantation police officers responded to a Kindercare learning center located blah, 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 just before 6 p.m. Wednesday after the child's mother went to the daycare to pick up her 2-year-old daughter, only to find the building was locked and the lights were off. Your thoughts on that, Erin?
So the child wasn't there overnight. It just,
My
she arrived at 6 o'clock and it was already closed,
Yeah,
right?
correct.
I would be pissed. That would make me so mad. Like,
Did the rest of the article say like where the child was hidden, or is it in plain sight? Like,
So let's
this-
see. The woman called 911 as she saw her child through the front window. Let me put my cute little face up
I'd
on screen.
be
I can read
getting a brick through that thing.
this.
right?
Yeah,
My
she
child's
saw
in there alone at 2 years old. That is very unsafe.
The woman called 911 as she saw her child through the front door window in a pitch black room, realizing that she was locked inside, officials say. She filmed the toddler with her cell phone from the outside of the building as she talked to the operator. So I guess through the windows, she saw the kid, but wasn't able to get in there because the doors were locked. But like you said, you would break that, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It would take me no time at all to find the right rock. You know?
Here comes Alexis.
I would be really upset because, you know, you are paying this facility to care for your child and keep them safe. And it is their job to have, you know, a system where child's in this way and child's out this way. Mainly that's to prevent from kidnapping, right? We've even had parents where one parent takes the other parent off the pickup list or never put them on the pickup list. That happens a lot in family law. So the child is there. This is a parent with or without rights to pick up the child, you know, to be determined on a case-by-case basis. But they appear there at the place. And if they don't have your name on the list, you're not picking that child up. So, you know, they have these children accounted for. It's their job. Daycare.
But yeah, right here, I'm reading in the article, Kindercare closes for the day at 6 p.m., but usually stays open for parents who regularly pick up their children late. So someone just thought, oh, hey, no, Shelly got picked up. She's fine. Let's go.
Well,
How? They're supposed to like sign out the pickup times. I've literally had to use this information in court. It's been evidence. Pickup times.
Oh man,
maybe she signed herself out.
Yeah, she was like, I'm good. At 2 years old, she put the
if the E-Trade baby can give us financial advice, I'm sure this kid was able to sign herself out of the Kindercare.
One of those babies was flying a helicopter.
I guess
what
being alone in this daycare is frowned upon on this establishment. Sorry.
What I would really like an answer on is what Kindercare has to say about it. What was their reasoning when they were contacted?
We take all concerns about children's safety seriously and follow a specific protocol anytime an issue is raised. Part of the protocol includes notifying our agency's partners like state licensing and child protective services, as we did in this case. The statement read in part. We also place the staff members involved.
What did they do? Report DCF on themselves? We have placed the child?
I report my damn self.
Yeah.
DCF, I messed up and I left a kid in the care.
The only person to be reported is them.
Yeah, they also say in the statement, we also place the staff members involved on administrative leave while our agency partners look into the concern further. What investigation? You left, and you left a kid there. There's no more investigation. Case closed.
Yeah. Oh my God, with the cheesy sounds. Stop it.
Oh, but Erin, we're not going to take any more of your time. We gave us.
No, I got to get back into it.
We had a message come through. They never came in, but hey, we tried. And I messaged
Yeah,
them
we do. Okay, let them. I mean, I as always with everyone, if they want to send in a question at any time, like Kyle found a question that was sent in to us via email, or messenger, or any way you can contact us, we will answer it on the air. So hopefully we can get that question and maybe answer it next week.
All right. And Erin, as we are wrapping up, what are your final thoughts as we get out of here?
Federal laws require that you provide pumping rooms for mothers.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I am serious. So I had to get a little rude on that today.
Gave this guy a mix board.
Yeah, I know.
No, I gotta unplug the sound part or something and be like, oh, I don't know. Need spark plugs.
But Erin, thank you so much for giving us all your info today. We will see you guys next week.
Bye.